As a result of COVID-19, you would expect that the healthcare industry is reeling. Because, you want to talk about an overburdened system. It's incredibly overburdened at the moment. So in some ways, the industry is reeling. But then we also have this. Healthcare billionaires got nearly $150 billion richer due to the COVID pandemic. Yeah, healthcare billionaires shouldn't be a category that exists. So they say billionaires in the healthcare space bumped up their wealth by 36.3% between April 7th and July 31st, from a total of $402.3 billion to $548 billion. This is according to a new report by wealth managers, UBS, and professional services firm PricewaterhouseCoopers. The study looked at the wealth of 2,189 billionaires across the world. The wealth increase widens when you compare the healthcare sector from the beginning of 2018 to the end of July 2020. Over that period, total wealth held by the 1,690 healthcare billionaires included in the study increased 50.3% to $658.6 billion. So you got the specifics here, but the bottom line is they're getting incredibly wealthy. Incredibly wealthy. They're making a lot of money as a direct result of a pandemic. You want to talk about a poor incentive structure? That's as bad as it gets. One of the things I've brought up on this show, and I'll probably bring it up a lot more moving forward, is that healthcare is one of those issues where I've moved further and further left over the years. I'm at the point now where I think basically anything involved in the realm of healthcare should be fully nationalized. Simply because some things, the profit motive just shouldn't be involved. Should never be involved. I mean, again, health insurance is the best example. How are you going to have a system where you have these private companies and the way that they make money is to deny you healthcare when you need it? That's the way they make money. They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to pad the bottom line. And so you're paying your premiums. What's the best case scenario for them? You keep paying them and you never use any services. And if you need services, they try to find a way to wiggle out and weasel out of paying for it and make you pay more. Again, you have these premiums, you pay them every month, and then when something happens and you go to the doctor, they're like, okay, you have a deductible and a copay as well. I've been paying you every single month, and I've got nothing for it. That's right. Well, we'll eventually help you out, but first you got to pay the first, I was looking at my deductible the other day. It's like $6,000. You might as well not have insurance. You might as well not have insurance. The whole thing is a scam. As I've said, it's a scam on top of a scam within a scam. Because you have Big Pharma is a giant scam where you get ripped off. The for-profit health insurance companies are a giant scam where you get ripped off. And the providers, too, are a giant scam. We've covered stories where somebody goes into the hospital and they get charged over 40 grand for a stay of however many nights it was. And then they ask for, a line-by-line bill, which you're allowed to do. You're allowed to ask for, every single charge. They were getting charged hundreds of dollars for what was listed as a cough suppressant aid. You know what that was? That was tissues. So they used a few tissues while they were in the emergency room, and they got charged hundreds of dollars for it. Because it's all a scam. It's all a scam. So now you have a situation where Americans, again, medical bills is one of the top causes of bankruptcy in America. And now we have a situation where vultures are profiting off of the immense pain and suffering of others with this pandemic. That's what's happening. And any kind of assistance from the government is tweaks around the edges, and you got loopholes that you could drive a Mack truck through. Okay, that's always how these things work. It's like with the eviction moratorium. I was just reading about this the other day. There's a million loopholes. They're still evicting people. And on top of that, even with the loopholes, the industry is now, landlords are now suing to get everything slapped down. This is a joke, guys. This is a joke. This pandemic has further exacerbated wealth and income inequality. The billionaires are making way more money. So you're concentrating more and more wealth in fewer and fewer hands. And now, average Americans can't pay the bills. How many times have we gone over the numbers? But it's over 30% of the American people who say, yeah, I'm very soon, I can be foreclosed on or I will be evicted. I can't pay my mortgage or I can't pay my rent. Over 30% of the country? There's over 330 million people in the country. Over 30% of the country. This is bad, man. This is bad. The numbers on people who can't pay for basic necessities. What was the number? There was a really high number. Tens of millions of people who are now food insecure who weren't previously. You've seen the lines at the food banks. This is new Great Depression stuff. And as that's happening, the billionaires are making more and more billions. Honestly, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You know, the position is redistribution of wealth. Imagine in the year 2020 with all these facts being against redistribution of wealth. First of all, every developed country does redistribution of wealth to one extent or another. The question isn't, should there be redistribution of wealth? The question is, where do you want to draw the lines? How much? And how should we redistribute it? That's the real question. Every developed country has a progressive tax system. Well, now we've gone in the other direction. We have a regressive tax system. Did you know 2018 was the first year in American history billionaires actually paid a lower effective tax rate than working class families? Billionaires paid a lower effective tax rate than working class families. They have a team of lawyers. They have all the loopholes. They have all the deductions. What if we got rid of those loopholes? What if we got rid of those deductions? What if we had a more progressive tax system? What if we tax them how they should be taxed, raise taxes, which the overwhelming majority of the American people want to do on the wealthy, and then take that money and you give everybody health care, and you give everybody education, and you give everybody universal basic income, which would go a long way in this pandemic? What if that's what we did? By the way, we can do all this stuff. Our government just doesn't want to do it because they're bought and owned by these billionaires, by these corporations, by these industries. It's always funny because when I come out here and I say these things, there are some people who would listen to everything I'm saying and they would think, oh my God, he's so radical. There's not a single proposal that I've thrown out there on this show that isn't backed by an overwhelming majority of the American people. Virtually everything I say on this show is right smack dab in the middle of mainstream American opinion, even many instances, a majority of Republican voters. So what I would say is I'm the real centrist. I'm the real moderate. The real common sense position is yes, to not gratuitously price gouge and get extremely wealthy off immense suffering and pain from other people. The idea that that's become a position that the elites scoff at says a lot about the elites and nothing about me and you. Raise taxes on the wealthy, redistribute that money, nationalize the industries that should be nationalized. I'm not saying all industries should be nationalized, but if it's involving health, yeah, get rid of the perverse incentive structure. Get rid of the mafia middlemen who are the insurance companies, the health insurance companies. Their whole system, the way it works is they get paid more the more they deny you care. Why should anybody get in between you and your doctor? Why should anybody be able to tell you, no, you can't go see that doctor? That's what health insurance companies do. Under Medicare for All system, you can pick whatever doctor you want. The way it works now, it needs to be in-network. The insurance companies say, yeah, we made a deal with that one, so okay, you can go to that one. You're getting screwed, man. You're getting screwed. At the same time, the country is feeling immense pain. The rich are getting richer. So make sure you stay focused on what the real problem is and what the real solutions are. Don't get sidetracked with nonsense. Because what's really happening right in front of our eyes is a class warfare. And it's been put into overdrive. It was already bad. Now it's even worse.